Welcome to Canna International. In this video, we're going to talk about the difference between hemp paste and CBD oil. Let's take a look at the website Analytical 360, a very reputable website on cannabis testing and CBD oil testing. So let's go to test results. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at terpenes. So let's click the first one and we scroll down to this. And if you look at the terpene levels, we're talking minuscule amounts compared to cannabis paste or hemp paste. Here we have one of the most famous CBD strains out there, AC/DC. And if you take a look at this, you scroll down and look at the terpene levels on this, you have nothing, 0.8. It's basically zero. So let's take a look at another product. Let's take a look at this one. There you go, nothing again. If you go to Analytical 360, we have an older test that's for cannabis paste. Keep in mind that cannabis and hemp are identical when it comes to the bud. There is no difference other than the levels of cannabinoids. The process is identical. So if you take a look at this, the terpene levels down here at the bottom, 7.8, it's off the charts. You will not find any CBD oil or RSO that has terpene levels like this. It's unheard of. And that's because of our method. Our method is based on the whole plant, nothing but the plant, and the fact that we cook the bud at a very low temperature for a long time. Again, I'd like to refer to Proof is in the Lab Test article. Most people look at CBD as a concentrated product. We actually dilute it. It's the actual opposite. And don't let dilution be a negative thought to you, because diluting something doesn't mean that it's not effective. In fact, look at the ingredients on this. What we did is we took 3/4 of an ounce of bud, ground it up, and then we put 2.25 ounces of oil, MCT oil. So the total weight is 3 ounces. That means that the actual percentage of bud in the weight is 30% of the weight. That means 70% of it is MCT oil. The majority of the product is the MCT oil by weight. If you do the math with Holden's Hope, there's 3 ounces. Each gram is 29.4 milligrams of CBD times the weight of the 3 ounces. Comes out to be 2,664 milligrams of CBD. The bottom line is cannabis paste wins. If you look at the terpene levels, if you look at this right here on the output per pound, you get 80% more cannabinoids from 1 pound of cannabis. The only reason you would ever want to concentrate CBD or RSO is if you had a toothache. The CBD oil, when you put it on a toothache, is more concentrated, so it's a lot more faster on getting rid of the toothache. But other than that, there's absolutely no reason why to waste 80% of your product. Proof is in the lab test. Canna International works exclusively with the Whole Hemp Company, which is this website right here. The Whole Hemp Company has all the certifications through the state of Colorado. They follow under the 0.3% THC, which makes them legal in all 50 states and in most countries. Canna International is always crossbreeding new strains. Our strains like Holden's Hope is given to our growers and they grow it for us. When we buy the bud from the growers, we test it again, seen here in this lab test. We do this to make sure that the growers bring the flowers to full CBD maturity. Again, our products are calculated at 12% CBD, even though the strain might be 13% or more. This creates some headroom for the lack of decarboxylation of the CBDA, the acid. Take in mind, though, that the CBDA is very medicinal, just like the CBD without the acid. Medical professionals are now claiming that CBDA is more promising and has more positive qualities than CBD, as you can read in this article. Okay, let's do the math. We have 3 different lab-tested strains, all certified by the state of Colorado under the 0.3 THC law. Our lowest CBD strain is 12.3% CBD, which we buy from the Whole Hemp Company. So if you do the math on that, it equals 120 milligrams of CBD per gram. And we use 3/4 of an ounce in our jar, which is 21.16 grams of bud. And that equals 2,539 milligrams of CBD. Then we add 64 grams of MCT oil, which makes our jar a 3-ounce jar. Our proprietary decarboxylation method is an extremely long time cook method. And the reason why we do that is to preserve the delicate 85 cannabinoids. The facts are the CBD is in the jar. If you do research on CBD A being the carbon, you will find that that is very medicinal. We have the milligrams of CBD in the jar. The amount of decarboxylation of knocking off the carbon A is a different question. That is where you will find our method is the most natural method and the most safest method. Again, please refer to this article.